Hey, how are you going? So we might be getting a Darkblade rework, which I think is really cool. I think Darkblade's pretty kind of useless. A lot of people get the thing, but it's not really even the best sword, and you still have to pay a bunch of Robux for it. So I don't know if they're just doing like a skin rework, but from this image in the new Blox bulletin, we've got this new Darkblade rework, and that looks really cool and looks really nice. We don't know if it's going to be new moves or it's just a skin or model. We do know that they're going to be reworking a bunch of swords and stuff, so maybe it's just going to be like a reworked model. But I really hope they do moves or just buff it in some ways, because it's kind of silly that like a paid sword is worse than a lot of like free swords like CDK and stuff like that are objectively better than Darkblade. So they probably should make Darkblade better. But I don't know. Maybe they'll do that as a rework, maybe sometime. But yeah, I think that's going to be really exciting. We also are getting a lightning rework, which I think is really cool. We don't know how this is going to work with like the awakening or something like that. But basically, it's talking about the storm awakens, lightning menace unloosed. This guy, he's been. It's in the last block when we talked about the lightning splitting the skies and strange static, and then this lightning user running around, and now he's in. He was last seen in first C. Maybe it's like a sort of boss or something like that, but I really assume it's going to be lightning because it looks like lightning. They're talking about the lightning fruit user, and they probably won't be talking about lightning fruit unless they're actually going to rework it. So maybe they're going to do a rework of both the awakening and the unawakening, or they're just going to join them together. And because they said they're going to kind of get rid of awakening stuff like that and not do awakenings anymore, so maybe they're just going to do like a really good version. We do know we're getting pain rework. We don't know what the other fruits are, so maybe lightning's going to be one of them. But yeah, it's going to be really cool. At least we're going to get a boss or something. Maybe something in first C. I think that'd be really cool if it was in first C, because there's pretty much no reason to go back to first C if you're like you get to second C and stuff. So that'd be cool, like a big boss or something like that. And it'd also be cool for first C players to have a big boss to fight, because first C is pretty boring. I think that's why a lot of block shoots players leave, because first C is pretty boring and the islands look really old, and we should be getting an island rework soon. We also got some of the potions, and they look alright. So basically, we got this one chest seeker where you can reveal nearby chests. It's kind of useless because its chests aren't really that hidden, but it'll be still pretty cool to see chests. And if you're running around trying to get money and get all the chests, maybe that'd be useful. That'd be pretty cool, I guess. Lava skin, immunity to lava. There's very few cases being immune to lava would help. Maybe like magma raid or fire raid, stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, if you want, you can be immune to lava. We don't really know how long these last and stuff like that, or is it there's some different tiers, like if they last a minute or something. But yeah, but we also got this provoking thing, forces nearby enemies to target the user. That would be really good for grinding. Like if you just stand in the middle and all the NPCs come at you, because something's really annoying with grinding is you have to run around and hit all the enemies to like aggro you, but if they automatically come near you, I think that'd be really cool, and that'd be a really good method for grinding. If they last for only like a minute, it probably won't be worth it. But if they last for quite a while, it would be pretty good for grinding, and most people would probably use that. Depending on how hard it is to get it. There's also Warbringer Alexa, so boost damage to enemies and bosses. I think that's pretty cool, and it's going to give a lot of people a fighting chance against bosses, especially soloing bosses. Like a lot of the bosses in the game are quite hard, especially the most recent ones, like the flying guy. He's quite hard to beat, especially solo. So, being able to do more damage to them, it seems like quite a hard elixir to get. So maybe, yeah, but we don't really know how long it lasts for, how much extra damage it does. If it's only like 10%, it's probably not that good. But if it's like 50%, I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, that's gonna be really exciting. We also got this one that boosts all EXP gain. So a lot of these are really good for grinding, and I think a lot of people are going to use these and just hopefully like a lot of hackers don't get them because they'll just be using a bunch of them and using those to grind faster. So we got one XP. We don't know how much that is. Probably two times or something like that. We also got more money, so you get more money. It's better for grinding and stuff like that. So if you already have two times money plus that, you could get like four times money, which is pretty crazy. then you gradually restores health. So yeah, we get like a fish kebab food. It's probably not going to be that much stuff, but it's only outside PvP. There's not really much point of restoring health if you're outside PvP besides like grinding and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Fish kebab and there's food. We don't know if there's going to be more food in the game. But yeah, we've got a new food item, which is pretty cool. So this is not actually all of the different potions and stuff that's going to be in the thing, or not all the recipes, ingredients, and brewing techniques. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully there's more potions. It doesn't really seem that much potions, and um, like they'll add more potions over the time, which is pretty cool. We don't really know how you're going to make the potions. A lot of people thinking fishing might be a method of like getting all the different stuff. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool to do this and make potions. We don't know if you make potions yourself or you buy them and stuff, and how you gather the ingredients. But yeah, it's gonna be really exciting, and I think potions pretty game changing. It's gonna change block truths quite a lot. PvP, especially grinding, like most of the stuff with for grinding, and it's gonna be really OP for grinding, and most people are gonna use them. Also, Second Sea is getting a big rework, which I think is really cool. So the sea events are now in Second Sea, so sharks and piranhas are going to Second Sea, rough waters rising and ominous clouds forming. So Second Sea is no longer a safe haven. So that, I think that's a really smart idea. A lot of people go to Second Sea because Third Sea it just becomes too laggy because there's so many islands and stuff and all of this different stuff. It becomes really laggy, especially for mobile players. And so making a place where they can do these sea events when in the Second Sea, I think that's really smart. They're probably not going to have like Leviathan and stuff like that because you need to go to Tiki for those stuff. But they'll probably just do like normal sea events and stuff like sharks, piranhas, maybe like the ghost ships, maybe like more sea beasts and stuff like that with rough seas. I think that's pretty cool. You also know the like Dragon Sage guy who upgrades swords and guns and stuff like that. So now they'll be able to upgrade fishing rods, which I think is pretty cool. We don't know how many different fishing rods there are or what blessings you can get. They'll probably just be like more luck or something like that. I think that's pretty cool. And they also go to different spots. So he'll be in the Green Zone, Snowy Mountain, Middletown, and it will go into other seas. I think that's pretty cool. Giving a lot of the other seas and people that on a high level a chance to like get different blessings and stuff like that. We don't know how they're gonna get blessings though, but you also can get like free stuff like that, free low tier scrolls if you find them. It'll probably just be random and pretty hard to find, but I think that's gonna be pretty cool. If you see him, don't miss the opportunity. And it's not every day you see one of the world's most elusive sages offering a deal. So yeah, he'll just give you a random low tier scroll. But for like a player in lower like lower C, that's pretty useful and really good. And I think that's a really good idea. Making second C a lot better places, I think, is a really cool idea because giving people a chance to do a lot of the fun stuff in third C. Because Blox Risk becomes pretty fun in third C, but in for the first two Cs it's pretty boring. And so giving like first C players and second C players this different stuff, I think that's pretty cool. We are also gonna get some like fruit reworks, fruit skins, more fruit skins, which I think is a really cool idea and it's really nice. So we got some more news about fruit skins. We've been getting like some different stuff about fruit skins, and they look really cool. We don't really know how fruit skins are gonna work. Like if you drop them on the ground, will they still have the fruit skin, or if you trade with the person or drop it down and someone picks it up? But yeah, basically they said a lot of people have been looking forward to it and they're going to be making more, which is pretty cool. We don't really know what all the different fruits are going to be or what the fruit reworks look like, but in the background you can see like Diamond and Rumble and stuff like that, and Buddha, and they all look really different and pretty cool, and they look really nice. So that's going to be really exciting. And then yeah, they're going to be doing a wider variety of fruits to receive limited time skins. So basically, we're getting like this big event and we're going to be getting more skins. Going to be getting a skin. It's kind of annoying. They keep on moving back when they'll be posting the final Blockshoots bulletin. Like last one Blockshoots bulletin, they said they were going to do the final update this week, but now they're changing it to like a future time, and they're saying that the first update and the final bulletin before the first update is approaching. So we don't really know when the final bulletin is. but they did say it would be late this month, so it's going to be in a couple of weeks, which is really exciting. So hopefully it's within like next week we get the final Blox bulletin, and then we get the trailer after that. Hopefully we get the update soon. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.